Hi, SYP. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Free high quality TOEFL lessons. And you completed one of my it's a free speaking practice test evaluation. This is a service I offer over at my website. And I'm going to listen to the speaking practice test that you emailed me yesterday. I will give you an estimated score from 0 to 30 points so you can understand specific problems you're having with delivery, language use, and also topic development. Now, the question you're answering here, do you think it's better to study alone or study with a group when preparing for a test? Let's listen to your response. Now, the first time I'm going to listen to the whole thing without making any comments, and then after that, I'll give you an estimated score. I'll listen to the practice test one more time.
I personally believe that studying with a group is better when preparing for an exam. Let me explain why I think this way. Studying with a group has a better efficiency than studying alone. For example, I was in an organic chemistry class, and when I used to study by myself, I wasn't getting the exam score that I wanted because I was struggling with certain types of problems. However, when I started joining a study group, I noticed improvement on my score because I was getting help on the problems that I was struggling with while helping others with their struggles.
Okay, so the question is, how does that example relate back to the idea of efficiency? It sounds more like you're arguing the effectiveness of group study, not the efficiency of group study. If you're talking about something being efficient, it means that you can do something maybe faster, with better quality. Um, but let's listen to your response one more time. So, I think with your delivery, my first impression is you're speaking a little bit too slowly. Some of your pauses are a little too long. So, I think that's a weakness. And then maybe the way that you organize and develop the response, maybe some minor problems with that. So, I'm going to put you at 23 right now. I think that's a fair score. You're probably right around 23 out of 30 on this speaking task. Here we go one more time.
I personally believe that studying with a group.
So you say, I personally believe that. All of those words are wasted words that do absolutely nothing to advance the argument you're trying to make. Why not just start off and say group study is better and then state your two reasons and then go on and develop each of those with specific supporting details?
Is better when preparing for an exam. Let me explain why I think this way.
So let me explain why I think this way. So instead of one sentence, studying in a group is better because reasons A and B, you separate into two shorter sentences there. I think SpeechRadar, ETS's artificial intelligence scoring engine's not going to like that sentence style there. It's a little too short, a little too basic.
Studying with a group has a better efficiency.
Think about how you're doing that. So you're saying studying with a group has greater efficiency. That's how you're talking. What if I came up to you on the street and we're friends and I go, "Hi, how are you?" That's not how we speak, right? So, according to the TOEFL rubrics, that's a problem with pacing. And if you speak slower and you have longer pauses from one word or one phrase to another, that indicates lower level speaking proficiency. See, what you're doing is you're trying to be so careful and you're trying to pronounce everything so clearly, it's hurting the fluidity of your response. So you got to have a balance in the middle, right? You can't be too fast or too slow. You want to make sure you're not speaking so quickly that it sacrifices your articulation and pronunciation of your vowel and your consonant sounds and everything else important to your pronunciation, right? But you can't be too slowly either. You got to get that middle ground. Right now you don't have the balance and you do need to speak faster.
Than studying alone. For example, I was in an organic chemistry class.
Now, this is actually very good. You talk about being in an organic chemistry class and you're showing how the group study was beneficial for you in that environment. That is telling detail right there. That's concrete. So that's a good strategy to take time to develop that idea because it does bolster the argument you're trying to make.
And when I used to study by myself, I wasn't getting the exam score that I wanted because I was struggling with certain types of problems. However, when I started joining a
Now,
study
when
group,
you say, however, when I started joining the study group, I was surprised at how efficient they were. I would take that word efficient and kind of repeat that there so you can tie back to what you've already said in the beginning. You have a little bit better connection of ideas.
I noticed the improvement on my score because I was getting help on the problems that I was struggling with while helping others with
Okay.
their struggles.
So you need to take that example and more completely tie it back to the point that you're trying to make is group study is more efficient than individual study. That's the argument you're trying to make there. So like I said before, your score here is 23 points out of 30 because of some problems with delivery. You might even score a little lower than 23 because of your pacing, to be honest, but I'm gonna put you at 23 and then maybe some minor topic development issues. Now, if you're interested, as long as you've already met your subtotal scores in the reading, listening, and the writing areas, I recommend my TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course for you. You will be able to continue to send me practice tests on a daily basis. I'll evaluate each of your tasks. Excuse me. And I will give you a score so you can monitor your progress as you go through my skill building lessons to help you improve your speaking, your pronunciation, your grammar, your vocabulary, and all those other important areas to help you speak fluently. So if I were talking to you right now and you're one of my students, I would tell you to study pronunciation lessons 41 through 44, which deal with what's called pacing. I refer to it as thought groups and blending. So as you improve your thought groups are longer, right? And then you blend those words within those thought groups. That's going to help you with your pacing. So that's why I would tell you to review those lessons. All right, thank you.